That's a fabulous shot.
And welcome everyone. CueSports International presents the 2023 Predator WPA World 10-Ball Championship here at the Rio All Suites Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas. We have 128 players, $250,000 prize fund, $60,000 for first prize. And in stage one, this is a race to 8, a double elimination, winner break. This is George Teache in the booth, joined, not followed, by a writer for
I'm happy to follow you, George. It's fine.
Keith Paradise, folks.
You lead the way. I'm happy to follow.
But we've got Maximilian Lechner from Austria versus Roland Garcia from the Philippines. Two of what I would call elite players, professional players, as the elites are, for me, anything from 790 up, over 800. And this man right here has a Fargo of 805 that just broke the balls. And Roland Garcia, an 802 Fargo from the Philippines, and actually a great performer in the Pro Billiard Series events. He's had, I think he's had quite a few, 7 events. He's cashed 5 times.
Yeah, I was looking over their biographies before I walked over to do this match, and the only thing that Roland and Max are missing is that big victory. Max, I kind of feel like if we would have never had COVID, Max may have won a big event. In 2019 he was runner-up at the International Open. Last year he was second at the U.S. Open 9-ball championships. He has a 5th at the World Pool Masters. He had a top 10 at the World 9-ball. So Max definitely has the game. The only thing he's missing, kind of similar to Francisco Sanchez Ruiz, just where you keep placing high in big events, you just need to get over that hump.
He needs to find that switch. As soon as he flips that on, it'll pour. And he didn't find the switch with that 4-ball, but that got away from him.
He found the switch. Unfortunately, it was the off switch. I'm sure he wants this shot back. Just pushes that 4-ball right to the right-hand side of the pocket.
Folks, this is a first-round match, and I'd like to shout out to Alex Pagalian. Folks, the lion is roaring tonight. He took Victor Solinsky, our 2-time Alpha Las Vegas Open winner, to an 8-1 victory in this tournament. So Victor finds himself on the one-loss side, and Alex is roaring for the night.
Alex played really well. He had that cut break working to perfection.
Meanwhile,
basically Roland said, anything you can do, I can do better, and he missed that 4-ball even further than Max did, and Max has new life.
I looked away, and I was going to say, meanwhile, Roland is, and I looked up, and it was Max shooting, and that's why I was quiet. These two have met twice, once in Atlantic City in October of 22 for the U.S. Open, and once in Qatar at the World 9-Ball in 2017. And Max pulled away winner 10-5 and 9-5 respectively.
How you like that cue action?
Oh, you should have seen him warming up. He was sending that cue ball. He was making it get up and say, how do you do?
Yeah, just 4 rails.
And perfect.
And perfect. He's probably a little bit straighter on this 6 than he would like, but it's not going to cause many issues.
Yeah, usually being straight in doesn't cause many issues. On occasion now and then, but usually not so much. Following down for the 8 in the opposite pocket. And the 9-ball is readily available. 10-ball, of course.
Nice angle to go. One rail over for the 9 and then one rail over for the 10. Or stun it over if you like.
I like that very much. I just, because on that little stun shot, if you just deliver it a little quick, especially on this responsive cloth, it can travel. That, you've got 2.5 feet to find the right angle. And Max does get the first game.
Max takes advantage of the unforced error by Roland. Takes an early 1-0 lead here.
And that was actually an unforced error by Roland right after one from Max.
Yeah, they traded
misses.
on that 4-ball.
So now that they got that out of their system, let's see how the rest of the match goes. Spectators you see up there are from the BCA Pool League and the USA Pool Leagues, part of the CSI Expo here at the Rio All Suites Hotel and Casino. About 7,000 league players walking around, playing around, and watching these pros, getting their picture taken, getting their autograph balls and autographed cues, you name it. They're having fun with the pros, and the pros are having fun with them. We've had a couple in the booth, and they're loving it.
I understand tomorrow is going to be the most congested day because the teams begin competition. So we're going to have a full house here tomorrow.
Well, we've had a full house throughout the day as we walk down the corridors there, but tomorrow you're going to have to walk out in the hallways, not inside. Stuff. Meanwhile, Max is slamming these balls at warp speed. Ends up with a good shot on the one. Buddy's over a ball, but he executes that and he gets on the 2-ball short side, as you just saw him measure. And life can get pretty good in this rack pretty quick.
Only issue I see here is you got to get the right angle on that 2 to get to the 4.
And
because that 5-ball could cause a problem.
Totally correct. See, he's not a writer for Billiards Digest for nothing. He knows exactly what he's talking about.
I know how to play this game. I just can't. I was telling Mark White when we were broadcasting the World Women's 9-Ball Championship. Predator should pay me an annual endorsement contract in exchange for me never being seen in public using their equipment.
But the point is,
really a missed opportunity on my part. I should have brought that up years ago. Too late now.
We've got league players from all over the world using Predator equipment, from 420 Fargos to 800 and let's see, Josh Filler's an 839, so he's a Predator sponsored player. So there you have it.
Meanwhile,
full range.
Max overheard our conversation and decided to not even try and follow the 2-ball down.
If he happens to clip that 5-ball, he's not going to get on that 4-ball. So he took no chances, took no prisoners. Instead, he said, "I'll put the 2-ball down there, and once I get ball in hand, or if I get ball in hand, I'll be nice and close to my work." But let me tell you, we've had some matches go by, and we've got some.
Oh, really nice hit.
We've got
really nice hit that unfortunately left Max a really nice opening. And yeah, we do have some great matches going on right now.
Yeah, great matches going on, but I was going to actually go to, we've got some monsters in the losers bracket now. In the one-loss side, we've got guys like Aloysius Yap, Roberto Gomez. See if we can find a couple of Yu Lung Chang. Let me find you some other, Jose Alberto, we got the Spanish contingent. Jose Alberto Delgado, we got David Alcaide, and we got Jonas Suto.
Yeah, David lost Hill this afternoon.
Yep. So we've got and we also have a reigning Alpha Las Vegas Open champion that's in the one-loss side.
And I don't know if you saw the morning matches, but we almost had the most prolific American player on the one-loss side, with Shane trailing in his match 5-1 at one point, coming back to win 8-6.
Yeah, Shane was playing with fire this morning. And one more guy that's in there that is just going to cause all kinds of trouble is Miško Fortunski. Which means you've got great matches coming tomorrow, guys. Oh, no.
Max is in good shape on this 7 ball. And come out 2 rails for the 8. And other than that missed 4 ball in that opening ramp, he's looked pretty good in these beginning stages.
Right-hander from Austria. I believe it was him, Albin Ocean, and Jasmine. That was the world team there. It was in the World Teams Championships.
You were at that, right?
I was. In fact, I think I called the semifinal for the Filipinos, who ended up winning that.
Max uses that safety on the 2 to force an opening and take an early 2-0 lead in this opening round match of the WPA Men's World 10-Ball Championships here at the Alpha All Suites Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas. A very surprisingly chilly Las Vegas, Nevada.
Well, you know, surprisingly enough, it is wintertime. And I live in Tucson, and even there we get cold this time of year.
What I did not anticipate was leaving Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and having the same exact temperatures in Harrisburg that you guys are experiencing in Vegas.
Well, no, our highs are 50. Harrisburg's, you're looking at
we're in the
low.
50s.
Are you really?
We're in the low 50s all this week. And if you can believe it, we've had maybe 3 inches of snow the whole winter.
Oh, wow. They had that just the last couple days here in Vegas. In the mountains. Is it Mount Charleston?
Yeah, I saw that on the news.
I saw it out
And
the window.
Yeah, I'm sure you did.
Great break. Ball on the break.
And
Shot on the 1.
And again, similar to the match that you and I called a couple hours ago, Max is another player that, you know, a lot of players choose when playing 10-ball to break from the side because they're guarding against selling out if they don't pocket a ball. Max is going head on at this thing from the center of the table, and it's showing positive results.
Very. I mean, he's got, yeah, he made 1 ball on the break, but look how nice and spread open this is. This is his toughest positional challenge right here, is to avoid that 7. Now he's golden. Little draw shot here. Oh, no, he can follow, actually. He can come up for it. He's got just a hair angle if he dares to follow. That's now the cue ball. I'm not following that. He might.
No.
I'm not. It's
If
close.
I were to follow that, you know exactly where it's going. It's following that 2 ball right into the pocket. That's why I'm over here and they're over there.
They are on the 30-second time clock, and you heard Max say extension just before that gong went off. 30-second shot clock, 60 seconds after the break, and then 1 extension.
Max does choose to draw back, leaving just enough angle to get down table for that 5 ball. And again, it looks like smooth sailing from here in this 3rd rack of the match.
We're in the middle of the desert. You want to go sailing?
That's true. Your lake is evaporating, isn't it? They're finding abandoned cars and Mafia hits from 40 years ago and all kinds of things in that, what used to be water.
What's that old joke? Whatever happened to Jimmy Hoffa?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they might find out. Meanwhile, Max is going to make short work of these 5 balls.
Max is burying this rack is what he's doing.
That's right. He says, I want to bury the hatchet in the score. And table 2 has been the subject of 3 very fast matches.
This has been like the drive-through window.
It really has. And if this continues, and against top opponents, yeah, they're just not holding anything back. What I'm referring to is on the first match this morning, we had a 8-0 rack.
8-0, and then Kachi won in the next match 8-1.
And then the next match was Joshua Filler winning 8-2. So if the pattern holds, well, Roland can make a difference. So that the pattern won't hold, but he's got to come to the table and do it. And Max isn't going to let him with this break and run.
Well, he had an opportunity on that 4 ball in the opening rack, and he pushed it into the cushion.
And a break and run
break
it is
and run
for
for
Max.
Max.
Yep.
So that's an early 3-0 advantage in a race to 8.
These guys are from his. He's laughing with it. Looks like they're from. Oh, is that Alberto Delgado from Spain next to him on the right? It looks like him. I don't think it is though. Couldn't tell. Well, Jeff McGear.
Meanwhile, Roland looks like he's waiting to see the principal, while Max is over there laughing and joking it up.
Isn't that the way it works? We'll see what happens if Max makes a mistake. And Roland gives him a whirl on the table and puts a couple points on the scoreboard. Oh, fast that smile fades.
Absolutely.
Breaking in the middle. Looks open. Three balls on the rail, but I don't think it has a pocket.
And now we get another opportunity to see if Roland can make up some ground here.
He's looking at a 3-10 combo, but early 10 balls do not constitute a win. You just get to keep shooting, spot the 10 and keep shooting. But that's more than likely what he's looking at right now. So Roland has his chance at the table. And that's not something you want to do very often, is give this man a chance at the table.
No, as you said, he's done very well in Predator 10-ball events over the last couple of years. Finished second at the Predator Arizona Open a year or so ago. He was 9th at the Alpha Las Vegas Open one year. 4th at the U.S. Open 10-ball championships last year. 9th at last year's U.S. Open 9-ball. And he had a really nice run last month at Derby City. He placed 4th in the 9-ball division at Derby City. So, again, another player that has a very nice resume, and the only thing it's missing is a big tournament victory.
Another big win. I don't know if you mentioned this one. The 2017 WPA World 9-ball runner-up to Carlo Piatto. So he's got a resume, pedigree, and everything else you might want from a pool player. Should I make a joke out of that? You just called it daddy yet. Look how nice he got the position on this 6 ball. follow it out.
That's what I was. That's what he's looking at.
He's just gonna draw just this side of the 8. Just a little tiny bit. And you'll end up with a perfect angle, I think. Can you hold it right
It's
there?
going to be a little
this
bit
angle?
deeper than what he wanted.
Yeah. This is more of an angle.
Because that cue ball looks like it's going to be going away from the 8 as he pockets the 7.
Now he was able to hold it like this. Oh, he's perfect. Now the 9 ball really will dress up for him. Oh. He's okay, but I think you'd like to have less angle. It's a steep cut.
I would imagine he wanted that cue ball about where the side pockets are.
Good push.
Nice recovery. Is he going to get off the rail?
Well, he's going to have to work with what he has.
Roland Garcia gets on the scoreboard, narrows the deficit to 3 games to 1. And he'll be breaking in the 4th game.
It's the closest match we've had on this table so far today. I'm sorry, we kid about that because as commentators, you know, these matches, when they're lopsided, they don't take too long. And so we walked out of this match after the first one into the other one, and they were tied at 4 when we were done. We are sponsored by Fargo Rate, Medalla Light, Rums of Puerto Rico, Cyberts, Jam Up Apparel, Kamui, and CueSports International combined with Predator Group, bringing you the entire Pro Billiard Series events, and it culminates to this one right here. We have a 2022 ranking for all the players that have played, and the man at the table ranks 18th out of 200 to 300 players, and his opponent ranks 55. And what they do is they combine their Fargo score. Kissed it out. So it wouldn't
That
go in.
one ball was tracking for that corner pocket.
Yeah. What they do is they combine their Fargo
Watch
score.
that. Look at that.
Yep.
Clink.
Yep. Dead in. They combine their Fargo score and their event performance of all the events. They get so many points for where they finish, and they add that up, and that gives them their rankings. And Max, of course, will be playing in 4 events, ranks 55th.
In good shape on the 2. Doesn't look like there's any real problems in this rack.
You know, Max played 4 events of those PBS. He only cashed in 1. It was a 9th place finish in Arizona. That surprises me.
What are you thinking, George? Follow down a couple inches to put that 4 ball in the side?
Just stun down you. For you to softly follow it or just hit it center and just kind of fall forward a little. A nice stun shot. That's I like it doing it like that. Especially on slick cloth. Because he was lined up very well for the 3. Might do the same thing here. Come back, but he might come back here for this, right where he's at. I like that. Because otherwise he has to work too hard to get over 5.
Right.
His option would be to go up and come back down towards the 9. So yeah, he'll put this in reverse and back up. And then some.
Yeah.
That's a fancy reverse drive.
We were playing it on the other side of the ball completely.
Yeah. But with this, you know, you have a cloth that grabs real good. It's dependable. You're not going to slide around too much. You got to slide around here a little bit. You got to move it. Unless he plays it in the corner. And he just moves over to the left side.
That's what he's doing.
Yeah. Keep it simple.
Obviously no real obstructions for the rest of this rack.
If you can get the cue ball back there for both shots, for the 9 and the 10, he's a happy camper. And he's putting the 4th X on the board.
Backs it up a few inches to pop that 10 ball into the corner pocket. And it looks like we're going to have a 4-1 advantage here coming up. And we do.
Max Lechner, 4-1, and we'll take off for a 1-minute break. We'll be right back. And we're back to the live action right here at the arena with Maximilian Lechner and Roland Garcia. Oh, the 5 ball was headed dead in. And nothing again.
Nothing again, and that'll be another dry break, the 3rd consecutive dry break in this game.
After watching a couple balls get kissed out, I'm going to say if Max takes a little bit off his break, he'll be successful in pocketing the balls. Because he's got him going in the right directions. Just the object balls are coming around, spinning out of that corner and taking them out.
And it doesn't look like there's any major obstructions here for Roland. The 6, the 8, the 7, and the 10 are bunched up a little bit, but if you use the right path, you should be okay to get through those.
Looking good here for this rack. $60,000 first place, $40,000 second, third, fourth is $20,000. On this Pro Billiard Series, this is part of the Pro Billiard Series, but this is the WPA event. They first started with $12,000 first place. Now they're up to 25. Yesterday's paid 60,000.
Yeah,
No, I paid 25. I'm sorry, I take that back. This is 60,000. I got a little confused, folks. It's called past my bedtime.
Well, then Samara's really not going to help you out.
I was kidding about past the bedtime, but I did get confused. And,
And they increased the prize fund this year up to $250,000, I believe.
I think it paid the same last year, but yeah, they have a little more money. Well, as sponsors are added in, players are added in.
Well, the event overall is growing by leaps and bounds. I mean, you remember when we first came here in 2019.
Was it 64?
Yeah.
It was 64.
It was 64.
Yeah. No, they doubled
First year was 64 players invitation. And not only has the professional event, oh boy.
It's not fine. Listen, he's going to be okay. I thought he was going to get there for the 7. But jump shot's tough. He's looking up. I think he kicks it. I think he can execute this kick shot. Now, is it 1 or 2 rails he's going to go? I'd look at it straight across.
Just took his extension. Let's look at it a little bit more.
As long as he hits the right side of the 7 ball, if he kicks from the short rail down here.
And having that 10 ball there helps too.
Yes.
You can even go a little bit wide.
He's going 2 rails.
Okay. Oh.
I like the better one. Well, actually, it's further out than I thought. Yeah, I like this shot. If he just touches that 7, it's in. He missed it by a
look what he
quarter
did
inch.
to the 7.
He let Maximilian come back to the table.
Can he power this? Yeah, I guess he can. Didn't make it easy on him, though,
Nope.
did he?
Well, he's shooting, and the odds of Max making the 7 ball and getting shape on the 8 are
They're pretty
probably
good. Yeah.
150%.
And he'll come, what, 2 rails or maybe 3 for that 9?
Probably. He's probably safer to hit the 3rd rail right over by the right-hand side pocket and come out just above the diamond. Yeah, it's just a straightforward 3-rail shot. From the angle that I looked at it. He's gonna do it 2, just in case. And the reason he went 2, folks, instead of 3 is this is better line shape. So he has almost 4 feet to play with. He still have a straight-in shot. The cue ball is traveling in the line for the ball to his next shot. And the scoreboard is tracking that from 4 to 5 after this 10 ball.
Max takes advantage of the misplayed position on the 7 ball by Roland Garcia. Increases his lead to 5-1. Speaking of leads, let's look at some other matches from around the tournament. Ko Ping Chung currently holds a 3-1 advantage over Skylar Woodward. That's over on the main table on the other World Billiard TV YouTube channel feed. Oscar Dominguez with a 2-1 lead over John Mora. Fedor Gorst with a 3-0 lead over Emil Andre Gangflot. Jeffrey DeLuna is up 4-0 over Andrew Kong Buhong. Albin Ocean with a 3-0 advantage over Carl Mayberg. And Chris Reinhold with a 3-1 lead over Cliff Castelline.
There's a name I haven't heard for a while, and he's here today. Chris Reinhold.
As Max delivers another punishment to that cue ball. This time he did make a ball on the break.
For you American Junior fans, Joey Tate leads Ferry Satregi 2-1. Feder Gorst, you just mentioned that one. Sorry.
Seen a lot of good matches today, and we're just getting started. He didn't like something. He backed off.
He's got the nice angle to come over for the 2. This is a drill shot. You just put it in, come up for the 3, same pocket. Then over for the 5 on the left-hand side, and you start looking for a big 6 on your scoreboard.
Yeah, the only possible trouble I see is maybe the 9 and the 10 blocking him from getting onto the 6, depending on the angle that he takes.
And this isn't a gimme by any means, but Max excels at these shots.
And he overcooks the 2 ball. You cursed him.
Yeah, I did. Sorry, Max. Don't listen to this.
You got to buy him a drink afterwards.
You want to buy me a drink afterwards? I would. Max is a good guy. He might not drink. I don't even know if he does or not.
I don't know if he does.
No idea. Roland
rolls in that 2 ball. And now he inherits a table that, again, the only real obstacle looks like getting from that 5 over to the 6 with the 10 and the 9 in the way.
Folks, at the introduction, I said this was stage 1. In stage 2, which we get down to the final 32 players left in the tournament.
Uh-oh.
The race goes to 10 instead of 8, and it becomes single elimination. He didn't get there.
No.
He did not get over past the 9 to get to the 5. Again, a misplayed positional shot. In looking at this, he might be able to go rail first. That's what he's measuring right now. If he aims his cue stick right at the back of the very back of the table, where he's right there, with a little spin there, he's got a shot. He's got a little more spin because he's coming back way back. This is makeable.
Missed the shot.
Those aren't easy shots, folks.
No,
They
no, it's
just
not.
aren't. And that caught real good too, because he overcut the ball, as you can tell. Disappointed, but in all reality, that's 2 games that Roland could have had. So we'd be at 3-2. We'd be at 3-3. We'd be tied at 3 right now. That's how you win games, and that's how you lose games.
And smooth sailing for here for Lechner, who's looking to take a commanding 6-1 lead in a race to 8.
And we could be tied at 3. Coulda, woulda, shoulda.
Yeah, you can't say that Roland hasn't had his
No.
opportunities in this match.
It's just that Max converted his and Roland did not.
And really, this was back-to-back racks that Roland had an opportunity and could not capitalize. He came up short on that 7-ball position in the 6th game, and then came up short on that 5 in this match, or in this game.
As you can see, now you know why Keith is a writer for Billiards Digest. Great analytics.
Because I stumble with my words in a microphone, and I don't have to do that.
And
if you stutter with a typewriter, it doesn't matter.
there's nobody there to see it.
Right.
And now you don't even use what was the ink blotter? The white.
The whiteout.
Whiteout. You don't even use whiteout anymore. In fact, what's a typewriter?
Exactly.
Well, folks, it's Tuesday night in Las Vegas. You guys should all be up here at the Rio All Suites Hotel and Casino watching this. You'd be in the stands. There's a bar not too far from here. You could walk back in here with your own little margarita, cocktail, and watch these professional players fire the one ball into the corner pocket and see if you got shape on that two ball. That last little kiss makes that one ball. There's one kiss, there's two kisses. That was the second kiss got it.
When it's going your way, it's going your way, right?
Well, that's what the break is. Those little kisses that pocket balls sometimes pocket your cue ball too. So.
And again, he's got nice shape on the two to get down table for the three.
Go right by that 9.
But yeah, you and I have been coming to this event since it first started in 2019.
2019.
And it's really been impressive to see how it's grown.
Yep.
Both on the professional side and the amateur side.
And it's quite the event. To give you an idea how successful this event is so far, attendance is up 40%. That's straight from Ozzy.
Not a surprise.
No, not at all.
No.
And he said tonight or tomorrow night will be the big night with all the players here. Right now they're playing singles, Scotch doubles, and the teams start tomorrow. Once the teams get here, I think it's 5-man teams, 5-person teams, excuse me. And there's lots of them.
He's doing some calculations. What do you think? Slide over to put the 5 ball into this corner pocket where he's standing?
No, he just might bring it back. And yes, actually, I like that. And he might be coming back for the 5 ball on the side. Nope, he came over just like you called it. That's why Keith is here to call the shots, and I'm here just to BS you folks.
No, I think we need to switch roles on that one. No one has ever accused me of knowing what I'm doing when it comes to this game.
Feels likewise.
I mean, I write about this way better than I play it, and I write about it average at best. So
there we go. So we're both lost. And let's lay this one on the rail if you can.
So where are we going with this one? Side pocket for the 6?
Oh yeah. Just go straight up. He'll stun the cue ball to the head rail. Pretty much playing both in the same pocket. Come down for the 9. Gives himself an angle to play that line position coming from the head rail towards the 9. Might want just a little angle to play the 10 ball in the same pocket. Unless he chooses to play the 10 ball cross corner, which in case he'll just stun or stop the. Yeah, he'll come off the side and play the 10 ball in the same pocket.
Shaping up to be his 2nd break and run of this match.
That's the kind of shape you want on the 10 ball, unmissable. Gets it?
4th consecutive victory for Max. He's now on the hill, leading 7-1 here over Roland Garcia.
And our production manager, Vince Rockefeller, thought I was kidding when I said, leave me on table 2. The games go fast. The matches go fast there. Unless Roland mounts one heck of a comeback here.
If it remains this way, we're going to have to pay them to stay on this table. Now, I don't know what the juju's been in this room today, but these matches have been.
They've been very lopsided, and there's 3 points difference between these guys in Fargo. Max is an 8.05 and Roland is an 8.02. 43-year-old Roland Garcia versus 32-year-old Maximilian Lechner. He impressed me the very first time I saw him back in, like, it was 2016, 2017. Through the U.S. Opens. There were some U.S. Opens at Griff's, and he just played so well. I was like, wow, this guy can really, him and Marco Tucci played very well back in 2016, 2017, it was, and it was just very impressive.
2 balls on the break, but no shot at the 1 ball.
Can you see the top part of the one? To send the cue ball back to where it's at?
If he can, it's barely. He just took his extension.
And he's pushing. No, he can't see it now. He's going to push straight across. I don't like this. I like going 2 rails behind that 6 ball down on the bottom and hitting this 5 ball very thin. I mean, this 1 ball very, what did I say 5 ball? The 1 ball very thin. That's like 3 mistakes in a row. I'll point out my own, folks.
Whoever wins this safety exchange is going to have a pretty wide open table at their advantage.
And, you know, Roland has had that, though. And twice. And he let it get away.
3 times if you include that missed 4 ball very early in the match.
It was the first game.
Yeah, when Max pushed that 4 ball and then Garcia countered by doing the same thing on the opposite end of the table.
See, I like going a little harder with this, but his speed was perfect because he did put it behind the 8, or not. No, he can see the right part of the right side of it, which is good because now he can cut it thin, hit the rail, hit the 3, it stays there. Or is he going to put the cue ball behind the 3? I like cutting thin and running down behind the 6 or down to the bottom rail. He's going to stun it behind the 3 ball. And guess whose shot I'm going to pick all day long? Not mine. That's beautifully done. Very well executed shot.
I was just talking to Tony Robles last week about safety play. And he was talking about how you focus on positioning the cue ball or positioning the object ball. That's a textbook example of positioning the cue ball. Didn't really care where the 1 ball went, but he definitely wanted that cue ball as close to that 3 as he could get it.
Yeah. If you can position your cue ball like that on all your safeties, you will be a success in it.
And that may be all she wrote for Roland. As he makes contact with the 9, pockets it. Unfortunately needed to hit the 1. So that'll be ball in hand for Max with pretty open table and a 7-1 advantage, excuse me.
Yeah, Roland will put this match out of his head as soon as possible. Because these matches happen. They happen all day long. And if you count it out, really, it was, what, 3 mistakes, possibly 4?
Yeah. I really can't pin. I mean, technically it is an unforced error, the jump shot and the foul.
No.
But I can't put that on him. That cue ball was really impossible to get over that 3. It was so close.
That was a forced error. I mean, Max's excellent safety forces that. So, yeah, no. But the 4 ball and those other 2 missed positional shots were all on Roland. That's 3 games. That's 6 games once you convert them. And that's something you don't see from that young man in the chair. I think there's something about that side. All the matches, the winner has been on the right side.
Right.
As I think back,
Yeah, Kachi was sitting in that chair.
Garcia was sitting there. Torsten was sitting in that chair. Oh no, he wasn't. Torsten was not sitting. He was sitting across. I remember very well. So, 2 out of 4. Meanwhile,
Another factor to think about, George, and you may know better than I with this. Alpha Las Vegas Open started on February the 22nd. That was a 5-day event. We're now 5 out of 6 days, 6 out of 7 days really now playing. Fatigue a factor at this point?
not for the play. I don't think so for the players, unless they were. And let's see if I make my point here. No, I don't think so. I think the players are used to playing all these hours. If they did very well in the Alpha Las Vegas Open and they had 2 long days, you know, where they were at the table quite a bit. But that was the kind of fatigue that you want. Right. You know, that's excitable fatigue. You're winning. You're there. Great match by Maximilian Lechner.
Max is definitely not
Lechner.
fatigued.
No, see that smile? That ends all fatigue right there.
Yeah.
He struts home. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is George DHA signing off, and Keith Paradise.
Good working with you again, George. Let's do it
Likewise,
again
sir.
tomorrow.
You bet. See you tomorrow, folks.
Good night.